A good proportion of women in science who should have received a Nobel Prize for their work have their husband or boss receive it instead. I am currently wanting to be an engineer myself. I have loved math and science ever since I was little. I constantly strive for people to know I'm smart because I hate that stereotype. There are people in the audience, I am sure, who want to go into math, science, or engineering. Don't let anyone discourage you. With time, we will receive the recognition we deserve for everything we do. Women should be treated as men's intellectual equal. Women should receive acknowledgement for their scientific discoveries and achievements. Women who want to pursue mathematics and engineering or science are being discouraged because of discrimination and stereotyping. Women back then wanted to encourage other women to pursue science. These solutions should help to promote more women to pursue science and increase the likelihood of acknowledgement. There are quite a few countries who have made men and women close to equal. Women should receive acknowledgement for their scientific discoveries and achievements. There were many women who made huge contributions that never received any recognition. According to the nationalgeographic.com, access April 25, 2015, a microbiologist, Esther Lindenberg, is perhaps best known for discovering a virus that infects bacteria called the Lambda bacteriophage in 1951 while at the University of Wisconsin. According to nationalgeographic.com, last accessed April 25, 2015, Joshua Lindenberg's work on replica plating played a huge role in his 1958 Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine, which he shared with George Beadle and Edward Tatum. Something as simple as gender should not be a factor, yet it is. Many women in this field are encouraging others to fight this. In the book Women in Science by Suzanne Lee Sheffield states that during a period of professionalization, a woman scientist, it would seem, could never truly be a scientist because she was not a man. But a woman scientist could never truly be a woman either because science was a profession for men. In the book Women in Science by Suzanne Lee Sheffield states that they also aim through their study and critique to improve the lives of all people around the world as they encourage both male and female scientists to ask different questions about the natural world and enable them to conceptualize solutions that do not disadvantage, oppress, or obstructize. Not only are women not being recognized in science, but they are being discouraged from the beginning. Women who want to pursue mathematics, engineering, and science are being discouraged because of discrimination and stereotyping. The discrimination is the main reason why they don't get recognized. Psychology of Women Quarterly on March 2002 states that if an undergraduate woman in a male-dominated academic area perceives that they are being discriminated against because of their gender, or they anticipate sex discrimination in their future career, they may lose confidence in their ability to succeed in the area and change fields of study. If they choose to stay, then they constantly feel doubtful that they will succeed, because of discrimination that continues as they make scientific achievements. The stereotype that women are bad at math and science, that they can't reach the academic success in anything that is meant for a man. In Psychology of Women Quarterly of the March 2002 issue mentions, consequently, if undergraduate women perform poorly in a math or science test, they may fear that others will attribute their poor test performance due to their gender. In Psychology of Women Quarterly, March 2002 issue, mentions the results of stereotype threat also met our expectations in that undergraduate women in math and science and engineering were most likely to report feeling threatened by negative gender stereotypes that allege that they are not as capable as men. One of the ways to get rid of discrimination and stereotyping in the workforce is by increasing the amount of women. These solutions should help to promote more women to pursue science and increase the likelihood of acknowledgement. By giving women more opportunities in areas, it will be less of a barrier for them. According to AAUP.org, the website of the American Association of University Professors, accessed April 25, 2015, says this organization promotes women to pursue these fields. Claire Booth Lace professorships funded by the Harry Luce Foundation is designed to advance the careers of women in science, engineering, and mathematics. A second solution, uncontroversial and low cost, would be for the government to simply enforce existing anti-discrimination laws, such as the 6th, 7th, and 9th titles of the Civil Rights Act, suggested by the American Association of University Professors at AAUP.org. Last access April 25, 2015. Putting women in higher positions will encourage others to want to be like them. According to AAUP.org, the website of the American Association of University Professors, accessed April 25, 2015, says to more aggressively promote qualified women to science advisory boards, science journal editorial boards, and science policy positions would make them more visible. Finally, the country as a whole must reject the portrayal of women scientists as a special interest group from the American Association of University Professors at AAUP.org, last access April 25, 2015. It is an issue that will have to be worked on for years to come. There are some countries that are making some great progress. There are quite a few countries who have made men and women close to equal. Iceland leads 4 Nordic countries at the top of the table, while the Philippines joins the top 5 or 4 for the first time in the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap 2013 report. Iceland's overall score moves up due to improvements in economic participation and opportunity, as well as political empowerment, stated by the World Economic Forum at weforum.org, accessed April 25, 2015. Finland continues to hold the second position, despite slight losses in its overall score due to decrease in economic opportunities and participation, stated by the World Economic Forum at weforum.org, accessed April 25, 2015. The report ranks 136 countries on their ability to close the gender gap, making sure women are not held back in 4 key areas: health and survival, education, politics, and economic equality. Norway has just appointed a female prime minister, Erna Solberg, and is also one of the top 10 countries for the number of years during which it has a female head of state, as stated by the World Economic Forum at weforum.org, accessed on April 25, 2015. Although no country has yet achieved gender equality, all of the Nordic countries, with the exception of Denmark, have closed over 80% of the gender gap, stated by the World Economic Forum at weforum.org, accessed April 25, 2015. Women should be acknowledged for their scientific accomplishment. The cause is discrimination against women in fields such as mathematics, engineering, and science, as well as stereotyping. With an increase in the amount of women in the field, there is more likely to be recognition. Luckily, there are few countries who are closing the gap in gender inequality. Women should be treated as though they can do anything a man can do. The most important thing to do is treat women who are in math, engineering, and in science like they are meant to be in their profession, that they deserve to be where they are, because they do. As long as women are treated this way, then there will be more women wanting to be in these fields, which should help to get rid of discrimination and stereotyping. And the more women there are over time, more women will get recognized for their achievements in science.